So if you're born with the North Node in Pisces, this automatically means that your South Node is in Virgo. And in astrology, our South Node represents our most ingrained habits and what is most, I suppose, conditioned into us. Like what are the things that we are so familiar with? What are the things that we have excelled at? The things that we fall back into to feel competent and to feel like we're good at something. The things that we gravitate towards when we're feeling threatened or feeling unsure. So, in the case of having a Virgo South Node, the implication of this is hyper analyzing. The tendency to go into hyper analyzing and trying to purify our thoughts, our environment, in some way, creating some sort of routine, some sort of structure in our lives when we're feeling quite insecure or unsure. And that's all well and good to have some structure in our lives, and also to have a focus on improving ourselves. However, in the case of a Virgo South Node, this habit is usually something that is quite strong and automatic and can take place of what our soul is truly yearning for. And in the case of a Pisces North Node, the soul has an inclination to be pulled towards that which it cannot understand. So the eternal mysteries, anything that can't be fully broken down, broken up, analyzed, pretty much anything that has yet to be even discovered, or anything that cannot be understood by the intellect and by the rational mind, and things that are a felt experience, so a heart-based experience, things that don't call for a preconceived structure or any notions or ideas about it, sort of just isness, I suppose. So the soul here is being pulled towards accepting and being and appreciating the now, and art, and all things that take you somewhere else, take you out of the linear physical world, linear time in the physical world. And whilst the soul has been pulled towards this sense of abandonment, of a clinging to time and order and having things done right and being that little bit smarter or that little bit better, or because this is very much a tendency for Virgo South Nodes. It's always feeling like I haven't quite finished, I haven't quite done it, I haven't quite perfected, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. No matter what skill it is, it's a feeling of I'm not done. And with that comes always a feeling of there's a lack, and there's a feeling of I can never settle, I can never just relax, even if you might be doing nothing and be doing nothing but relaxing, but on the inside, the immune system, the mind, it's activated and geared towards doing and breaking things down, and this means that the acceptance of the now and allowing oneself to just be in some sort of creative flow without judgment can come with quite some difficulty sometimes. Surrendering as well is huge here. So having faith in something bigger than yourself is a huge one here. So whether there's been something that's broken your spirit, or something that has taken away your faith, usually repetitively so that you feel like you need to have things under control mentally, and you need to have things figured out in some way, which is really hard with issues of faith, because faith and analysis sometimes can be quite contradictory, if not always, and be opposing forces. So if you feel like your life is full of just needing to do that bit more, needing to help a bit more, needing to work that little bit harder in some way, needing to just sharpen your tools, like your whatever tools you have, just make them better. To the feeling of wanting to see the missing pieces and note the flaws, and seeing this as being your skill. Like this is the thing with South Nodes. It's not about abandoning these skills we've developed over however many lifetimes, or our family history or lineage has developed over lifetimes. It's not about abandoning this. It's about understanding that when something is fully developed, and especially one side of a duality, there's this a pull towards the other, and understanding it. And the soul's curious, and the soul wants to feel whole, and to do that, the other, the something that, things that haven't been fully integrated into, maybe in some way in someone's life, but in someone's soul experience and felt experience of life. The North Node indicates that which your soul craves, and usually has a strong interest in, or being drawn towards, people with Piscean-like qualities, or that are in some way just otherworldly, or any sort of group or ideal, or just something is calling you, that is asking for you to just let go and not figure it out, and love it and appreciate it and merge with it and understand it, because this is something that's going to be very hard for you usually. So I invite you, if you have a Pisces North Node, to allow yourself to feel what it's like to surrender without martyrdom, to trust without feeling like you need to know before you let go, to let yourself play and be, and not feel guilty of this, to love yourself and others well and truly before things are fixed and perfect, to know you are whole, and you will always be forever feeling like you're not, as long as the logical, rational mind is ticking away. And this goes in workplaces and friendships, seeing the things that could be a bit better. This can be projected outward, so just being aware of that. This sort of flaw finding, purifying kind of mind, and asking yourself, why deep down do I feel like I'm not enough as I am, and why do I feel like I need to be better? And no matter whatever comes up, really look yourself in the eye and ask yourself, are the reasons that you come up with real reasons, or just are they rationalizations? And to feel and even explore like where this takes you, and see what comes up, like what is lying at the bottom of this. And who knows, it might not even be you personally, it might be a family thing of having things all healthy and proven and rationalized and sorted and healed and whatever the emphasis has been. Hyper intelligent, whatever it is. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful, and I think it's also important to note that both the house that the nodal axis falls in, this definitely plays a strong role in the way that these Virgo tendencies and where these Piscean qualities can be found. In addition to that, any major aspects, so squares, or if there's any planets conjunct either of the the node, so the south or the north node. If there's any theme going on, sorry, if there's any pattern going on here, to note this, because usually if there's any squares or conjunctions, so in the case, okay, back up a bit, so in the case of the square usually indicates that whatever planet is squaring is usually the energies around that planet are usually overemphasized, or in some way there's a tendency to overuse that energy to the point where it might feel like it's blocking the growth. And in the case of, say, a conjunction, say if there's something conjunct your south node, say it's your sun conjunct your south node, it might be that your identity is so woven in with what you already know about yourself. So there might be a strong sense of identity in a way, and feeling like, yeah, what I do and who I am, like it's all coherent. However, it might be this pull towards something so different this time, and being unsure as to why you experience this. And it's something that you can't really explain, because it seems like this doesn't make sense. And also things that are potentially more lighter in their influence, so maybe something trining the nodes, that usually can be patterns that can help assist in the growth of, say, if it's a north node trying to, I don't know, Venus or something. It's like really harnessing those Venus qualities can further enhance your ability to cultivate and develop north node, the sign and house position of the node, the tendencies. So just for what can actually help you to understand and integrate your soul experience even more so. So yeah, any questions, as always, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to even come up with some cool ideas as to how to cultivate more of a balance between this Virgo Pisces energy, especially if you're someone who's strongly analytical, mercurial, Virgo in some way. So yes, I would love to hear from you and speak with you soon.